Lack of self-esteem is not a problem that can be resolved quickly. There's no magic pill that will suddenly improve your self-esteem, no secret mantra that will unlock your inner worth, and no perfect person who will make you feel complete. While there are many things that can momentarily make you feel better about yourself, in the long term, it won't change how you perceive yourself. The reason is that self-esteem is not just a feeling, it's a belief. Feelings come and go quickly, but beliefs are built over time. If you've convinced yourself throughout your childhood that you're not good enough at something or that you're not a lovable person, that idea won't change overnight. However, with the right approach and a little patience, it is possible to change even your fundamental beliefs about yourself, including your self-esteem. If you want new beliefs, you need new habits. In particular, if you want to feel better about yourself in the long term, you need to consistently do things that reinforce this belief, things you can be proud of. But to do these things consistently, it's helpful to start with small and simple actions that are achievable and won't end up on your procrastination list. In this video, we'll explore 3 ways to improve your self-esteem in just 5 minutes a day. If you can spare 5 minutes for something, you can do it every day. You can't say you don't have time. And if you manage to do it every day, it can become a habit that, over time, will change your beliefs, including those about yourself. As always, if you enjoy this video, please give it a like and share it with friends who might benefit from it. Let's now see the 3 things you can start doing for 5 minutes a day to help improve your self-esteem. 1. Keep a self-esteem journal. People with low self-esteem tend to have a negative bias towards themselves. They're good at noticing their flaws and shortcomings but often overlook their successes and strengths. A simple way to start correcting this negativity bias is to keep a daily self-appreciation journal. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on 1 or 2 things about yourself that you admire, appreciate, or are grateful for, and write them down. The secret is to be as specific as possible. For example, I took some time during my lunch break to call my friend and talk to him about his difficulties with the divorce. Despite feeling impatient because I had a lot to do, I remained empathetic and supportive. I was a good friend. Besides specifying what you're grateful for about yourself, also state when, where, and how you will do your self-appreciation exercise every day. For example, every morning at your desk before starting work. And one very important thing, keep it simple. You can literally write a sentence about something you admire in yourself. That's it. It's much better to dedicate 1 minute a day to self-appreciation than to postpone it repeatedly because it seems too burdensome. By developing the habit of reminding yourself about the positive things you've done, you can reduce the negative bias and become more in tune with the many positive and praiseworthy aspects of yourself that you often fail to recognize. 2. Schedule a morning win. One of the best ways to boost self-esteem is to get into the habit of starting your day with a success, one that sets the tone for a more confident and optimistic outlook for the rest of the day. As with the previous technique, the secret is to start small. For example, do 5 push-ups right after getting out of bed. Offer a coffee to a homeless person on your way to work. Arrive at work a few minutes early and meditate for 5 minutes before starting your day. Choose something that suits your situation and brings you a small sense of accomplishment and pride in yourself. Once this becomes a habit, you can gradually make it more challenging. For example, 5 push-ups every morning can become 10 after a month. Or you might prepare breakfast for several homeless people you encounter on your way to work. You get the idea. The basic concept is to program a small morning win. It's not something you hope to remember to do every morning. It's a planned action in your calendar with an alarm set. It's also at the top of your to-do list for the day. In short, treat it like an important meeting or appointment, because it is important. If you genuinely want to improve your self-esteem, take the habit of scheduling and allocating time to build a habit that will help you with that. 3. Turn regrets into values. One of the main reasons people get stuck with low self-esteem is their habit of self-criticism and negative self-talk. Especially when remembering past failures or things they regret, they start obsessing and reproaching themselves. How could I be so stupid? I knew she wasn't a good girl, but I kept seeing her anyway. Or, If only I had studied harder for the university admission exams, I could have attended a better institute and built a better career instead of being stuck in a job I hate. The more elaborate your regrets, the more you teach your brain that they are important, and your brain will remind you of them more and more often. The more you overly focus on regrets, the harder it becomes to build healthy self-esteem. Though there are many techniques to overcome negative thoughts and self-criticism, one is particularly useful for dealing with regrets. Turn regrets into values. In other words, see regret not as a negative thing but as a message that reveals something about your values and what matters most to you. For example, suppose you feel regret after remembering that you cheated on your wife years ago. Instead of using regret as an opportunity for self-criticism, ask yourself, what does this feeling of regret say about my values? Perhaps it reminds you how much you value honesty and that you want to be honest in your future relationships. Or maybe it's reminding you how important intimacy is in your relationships and how crucial it is not to let things like dishonesty interfere with it. Instead of viewing regrets as emotional punishments, start seeing them as messengers of value, reminding you of the better version of yourself you aspire to be. Regret is an emotion directed toward the future. We feel it to motivate ourselves to improve in the future. Self-esteem is a belief, not just a feeling. And beliefs are built on habits, on small actions done consistently over time. If you liked this video, I suggest you have a look at the video titled 7 Proven Strategies to Boost Your Charisma and Become a More Interesting Person that you can find on this channel. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos. Thank you for your attention, and have a great day.